So he controls things with McCain, Filipowski, Foster, and Ryan Young, the veteran big off the bench as well. There he is, 15 in blue, wrapping it around to Kyle Filipowski. Proctor kicks for Foster, knocks it down. So he can drive you and also knock down a couple threes.
But he hasn't shot it well in their last 8. He's only 4 of 19. Again, 19's not a lot of attempts in 8 games. He has come out aggressive today.
Caleb Foster with a response. 28 all, just outside of 4 to go in this first half. It has lived up to it. Chris Patola, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you. Foster from the corner, knocks down a 3.
On the roll and the kick. McCain. Young, the offensive rebound. What a great kick. Foster buries the wide open 3. But good defense by Mitchell, got a hand on it. Joseph with a tough turnaround. Rebound Young.
Well, you keep missing some of these shots, and that was not an easy one. So you keep missing some of these shots. It puts even more pressure on your defense to get stops.
Foster got it. And 11 threes already tonight. That matches their high in any ACC game. And there's over 15 minutes to go. Their high in any game was 13 back in the non-conference against Bucknell. Mitchell with a nice look to Foster. And it is one of those nights where they just have been making milkshakes for 39 years. It's in the Miami Hurricanes baseball stadium. So if you're ever going to a University of Miami baseball game, make sure you stop by.
I would go just to have that.
Yeah.
I mean, the baseball's a bonus. They played UCF today at 5 o'clock. I don't know how the game came out.
I already changed my flight to a later one tomorrow.
Jalen Blake's back into the game, giving Jeremy Roach a break. Jared McCain thought he was coming in for him. John Shire looking and said, oh, no, buddy, you're not coming off the floor. You stay out there. This could be one where we could see Jared McCain play the entire game. When you're that hot, you definitely don't want to go sit down.
That's for sure. One of the great performances perhaps we've seen all season long. And that's a really difficult shot by Foster.
But by Worley getting into the painted area, even though he didn't make the shot, he opened things up for Cameron Corn to be able to come in and get those second chance points.
Foster wants to get off a shot. High arching shot that goes down.
Start for BC's leading scorer and best player. McLaughlin way off the mark from 3. Post was on his rear end for a second. Quick 5-on-4 Duke. And a rainbow from Foster.
They need to get a score.
As we said, Jim, they're getting good looks, aren't they?
They're getting good. They weren't as patient a couple times, which they need to be.
Right.
But they're getting shots.
Irish come in, they fight it offensively. There's no stat that doesn't show the struggle of Micah Shrewsbury's first turn.
Well, Duke needs to get him to find his confidence.
Well, Young kind of chased Burton into a quick layup. Now Foster. Over the top of Boone.
In over 7 minutes.
3 rattles out from Proctor. Filipowski a second chance for the Blue Devils. Foster wastes no time. I think at times Notre Dame's able to do that. Sustaining it is different. Here is Foster on the steal and the flush.
6 in the early going for Armando Bacot.
Harrison Ingram guarding Jared McCain. A little floppy action to try to free up Jeremy Roach against Seth Trimble.
Foster into the paint, left hand, and a strong finish. Back in there now, Trimble on him. From the elbow. And the long rebound kicks out to Roach. Foster stumbling out of control and still gets it to go.
For the Hokies tonight.
A great find from Sean Padula, being patient, but even more importantly, Lynn Kidd being patient, allowing the shot blocker to fly by and finishing with 2 hands.
Mitchell up top. Foster with a pull-up pop and gets that one to go. Found that one easily.
And Sean Padula, who normally makes plays getting buckets, right now finding his teammates, doing a great job sharing the sugar.
Mitchell to make a move. He gets to the paint. Back outside. Foster got it. A 3-pointer on Padula. Collins. Will he hit it again? Not this time. And again, he's had a devil of a time shooting it since coming to campus. Got off to a quick start with a triple. Long one again, Foster. He nails another one.
But a tough task for the Tar Heels next week as they come into this building, which of course is always going to be a difficult place to play, especially in that rivalry.
Lining up a long one, Foster, yes. They trips. Gunning for their 15th win of the season. That's Filipowski with the stuff. Clean block to trigger the break. Foster will give it up. So does Mitchell. Foster. Oh, that's a tough shot.
7 on the Lowe on the drive with 7 on the shot clock, and another basket for the freshman Jalen Lowe.
There was a screen and a switch, and Lowe was matched up against Filipowski, and he just took him to the basket.
9-point lead for Pitt. Proctor to Filipowski. Out front, Foster high arcing three is good. Caleb.
Wes, that was just all. Leggett drew all the defenders, and nobody was there to block out Diaz-Graham, who doesn't do a lot of his scoring from the inside.
Lead is 11 for Pitt with 9 minutes gone in this first half. Foster a standing three. Got it. Caleb Foster.
And that drive down the middle with that screen in the middle of the court, Georgia Tech used that against Duke very effectively. And Pitt is trying the same formula here in the first half.
Filipowski thought about it. Skip for Foster. Shot fake. Step in 2. Good for the rookie. Back to 4 for Pitt.
So with the crowd going crazy, Duke having just tied the game, Leggett has just made 2 really, really tough plays to put the Panthers back up by 4.
Foster working against Henson. 3 ball. Got it.
More than throwing it inside for Filipowski.
McCain, no. Young, the offensive rebound. Back out, Foster. Yes.
For the second, had ALS. It was actually through a text. Jeff watched me post a post of an ALS walk, and so he reached out to me and asked me what information I knew about it. And I didn't know much other than the fact that, of course, Boston College Sports Information Director Dick Kelly passed from ALS, and that's what kind of taught me about the disease at first. And you see the zone defensively for Pitt, so you got to make sure you identify the shooters. And it's tough when you have Foster, Roach, and McCain on the floor. All 3 of these guys are dangerous.
It's a tough matchup, really is. It's a good thing you want to try it, but I don't think it's going to work.
Here's Roach back for Filipowski. Little help there. Finally, here's Foster. Soft jumper good. Boy, Caleb Foster came to Duke. Reputation of a scorer. He was the first of the heralded recruiting class to commit. And tell you what, he has delivered. Averaging
the timeout, and now we'll see some zone defensively from the Panthers. But I can remember when Jeff told me that, of course, Jeff Capo II had ALS. It was actually through a text. Jeff watched me post a post of an ALS walk, and so he reached out to me and asked me what information I knew about.
Finishes on the nice catch and score inside. Foster answered Henson's 3 with another one for Duke. Blue Devils still attacking from behind the line. 5 of their 11 field goals are triples.
And you see the zone defensively for Pitt, so you got to make sure you identify the shooters. And it's tough when you have out onto you got to be able to put them in drive and find a way to finish at the rim or find a teammate for a shot.
They're doing a little better job of that in this half. They're getting a little better looks.
Here's Roach back for Filipowski. Little help there. Finally, here's Foster. Soft jumper good. Boy, Caleb Foster.
I've never known Jim not to say something funny. I mean, spending time with him, he's one of the funniest people there is. And I love that he's able to let his hair down. It's a joke because we both have no hair. But I feel like his true personality comes out. And, you know, some of those rivals, Coach K and Jim Boeheim, some of the best of friends with the way they've coached USA basketball together. And listening to those guys tell stories, I'll tell you, over a glass of vino, there's nothing better, Theo.
Indeed. Only 2,000 wins for crying out loud. That's going to be.
And Grant Leonard and his team excited about this opportunity.
In a congested area, knocked away from McKee. Up ahead, Roach. Cross court, into the corner, Foster.
Fishing. Now he's way above his average of 15.5 points per game for Walker.
Offensive blast over the top.
Lauren with 8. The one thing too, and Queens is missing. They're going to miss their best player for this year. Gavin Raines will be out for the whole year, and his leading rebounder probably would have set records for career rebounds. And that's
So inside of 4 minutes to go in regulation.
Feel pretty safe saying that that's all we're going to need this afternoon.
The cutter is Foster, and that's a clockwise swirl.
ACC teams back-to-back on their floor.
The steal. Foster does a chin-up.
That ball screen action and just took Baylor out of what they were trying to do.
Defensively, we'll watch Baylor. They will lay off Mark Mitchell, who has been in a nightmarish shooting slump from three-point land to start. A couple of teams have employed that defense. Let him shoot until he makes a few. Good take with the left hand. That's up and in from Caleb Foster.
Baylor's been all of a sudden knocking shots down. They're basically knocking shots down at the same rate, but Yves Missi has 5 offensive rebounds. And after a 10-3 Duke rebound advantage, it's been 13-4 in Baylor's advantage over the last 17 rebounds per half.
Ryan Young back into the game for Duke. Filipowski sits here with 3:12 to go in half one. That was just an all created by Caleb Foster when he couldn't finish.
He couldn't get up to dunk it. He probably should have just brought that down and gathered.
Duke with a chance to regain the lead. And they will. Hard take that time by averted by Love.
Boy, that was such a big play by Langston Love. He's a redshirt sophomore, so physically strong.
We're tied with 7:50 to go. Filipowski has scored 8 points in the last 4 minutes.
Caleb Lohner playing right in the middle of the floor, guarding Mark Mitchell, playing way off him. And that really clogs things up if you want to drive.
McCain's got 18. It's Foster with 5. Behind the back, pretty play. Lays it up and in. Second time he's gone behind the back.
Putting on a full court press. And it pays off. The steal by McCain. Filipowski finds the open man again. Foster got it. Don't look now. He's getting closer to a potential triple-double. There's another rebound for Filipowski. His 10th rebound, so he's 2 assists shy from a triple-double. Foster, little runner, hits the roll. Been a quiet night.
Good feeling for a head coach.
Well, McCain was so good in the win over Charlotte last time out with 21. He's up to 13. Foster had John Robinson, the freshman from Apopka, Florida, out of Wekiva High School with his first 3 points.
I thought we would have seen more of him tonight, but Speedy elected to go with the veterans.
Yeah, they're really high on him. They think he's got a big future as maybe the next really good guard at Hofstra.
You guys are terrific, and it makes it more special to come back here with you all and do a game. And great memories here, and great memories every time I come here with you.
Foster pumping up a three.
Doesn't really sulk if he's not getting his shots. And his decision making with the pass is getting better.
At the other end in transition, up and under. And Claude from the corner. Filipowski guarding him and taking it away.
Second block. He's done a nice job of taking the body and getting the block.
Off-season surgery on both hips. The mobility is there and the leaping ability. Just made the defensive play, and then Foster hits at the other end. Oh, Claude finished it up.
Claude, one of those, he's a wide body guy, played at a mid-major program in Western Carolina. So far translating pretty well at this level.
Nice off. And as Mike mentioned, played at Western Carolina in the Southern Conference. That's knocked away to Filipowski. Foster on the hop and run down the lane, and he drops it in.
For Duke to go inside.
Roach has 16, knocked away. Foster towards the rim, and he lays it in. Big bucket from Nate George. First of the night for him as well. Freshman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, has given Georgia Tech a 5-point lead inside of 6 minutes to go in regulation. Foster for three.
As much as we talk about this Duke team, I think everyone forgets this is still a relatively young group of guys. Outside of Jeremy Roach and Ryan Young, this is a young group.
So we got Foster and McCain, the two freshmen, out on the floor with the two-time captain Roach, and then the sophomores Mitchell and Filipowski. And it's a scoreless drought of more than 3 minutes for Duke. Foster on the rip-through, had the advantage on Campion. Offensive rebound off the miss at the line, and now Foster slashes, hangs in the air and missed it. Another offensive rebound spurred by Stewart. Wednesday against Duke. That's when things really pick up for the Blue Devils. And then next weekend they've got ACC action. Another offensive rebound for Duke, up by 14. Good sign for Southern Indiana. 21 in red. H.A. Smith is back into the game after grabbing at that left leg. Foster attacks and scores.
Career-wise, Wes, he's only a 29% three-point shooter, but he likes to take him, and you just can't give him that much time.
Chris Carrawell was talking with us about the veteran presence of this LaSalle team. Gill, a senior. Brickus, a senior. Guys that influence the play.
Particularly on the defensive end. There were times where they sputtered a little bit on offense, but they have really not allowed LaSalle to get anything going, particularly in the second half.
Yep. Foster. Runner nice. Second. Norchad O'Meara, we're going to have to brush up. Got to help Norchad. The Duke control room says stuffing, corn pudding. Nice job with no G on pudding. Apple pie, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, and one for Caleb.
Shoveled out for Proctor. Too strong. Stewart one-arms a rebound. Back out Foster. Yes. Well, there's your points. The senior from California, an energy giver in his third year in the rotation for Bucknell. Proctor navigating, dumping off for Young. Back out Foster. Got it. Inside of 6 to go, and every touch challenging for Forrest, and then he turned it over. Off to the races. Foster lays it in.
Times they got there, as you mentioned, they didn't make them.
But to Michigan State's credit, they have not stopped guarding. But sooner or later, when you don't have success on the offensive end, it seems to get to your defense. It is hard to pitch shutouts.
Young getting some minutes. Filipowski on the bench with a couple of fouls and rattled home. Cooper just a sophomore. Pull up at the elbow. Around and out. Walker thought he was fouled.
Good action. A little screen, and the re-screen got him that wide open shot. Just couldn't knock it down.
It is really physical right now between Filipowski and Hall.
And Hall needed to be a little bit careful. He forced Filipowski off the lane. Doesn't want to pick up a foul there.
He has got to stay on the floor for the Spartans. Roach can't turn the corner. A contested three, and it goes for
Cole. Just too many arms.
Cooper looked like he might have lost it a little bit on the way up, and that might have cost him.
I think he did, but he's given Michigan State some excellent minutes in this ballgame.
He's got 6 rebounds, couple of points in 13 minutes off the bench. Foster steps into it and buries it.
Just much more.
And Jaden Aiken, certainly a guy who can get down the court quickly.
He's one of the better two-way players that Tom Izzo has had, maybe since Gary Harris, but he needs to be more aggressive on the offensive end. As Caleb Foster back action.
Which is, explain stack.
Stack is 2 guys stacked at the, both the big guys stacked at the free throw line, and then they can operate out of it. But Duke has decided not to double. And now Duke needs to, they don't want to slow it down, but use some clock and make this defense move. was a little up screen to get Filipowski in the low post against Cooper.
The double on Filipowski, nowhere to go. Has to give it up. Cross court, the three for Foster. Good the floor a little bit. 2:15 to go with a 9-point lead. Jon Scheyer preaching patience.
Now the clock is their friend with a 9-point lead. You don't have to be in a rush.
Shot clock at 7. Proctor sees it. Again, a wide open three. And again it goes for
Mitchell Day. And he's blocked by Reeves.
That's what you want to see from Reeves if you come in. Give you some Dirk Lively approach.
Foster gets the roll. Season in which he was 28% from 3, expected to be better in that regard. Dmitrievich missed it at the rim, and now Foster pushes and attacks and finishes. He was one of the best three-point shooters in the Ivy League last year at 42%. For Dusan Neshkovich, he's got 8. Foster answers.
The pressure, they're doing a great job of looking and finding it. Their teammates late at the rim, and when you got back doors, you got to turn and run. You can't just look ahead and throw your hands in the passing lane.
Foster finishes.
Roster. So again, he has the luxury of just forcing guys to say, this is the standard, this is what I expect out of you in the defensive end and all those things. And if they don't do it, they just come out of the game. And he's going to be able to do that. But with this freshman group, they got to earn the right to play. And I think that's a great thing. And for the team to have the goals that this team has of winning a national championship with the talent that they have, it's a great message to send.
Foster slices for 2. 39 to go. Jackson Monroe makes both for Dartmouth. Right now it's Power, Roach, Foster, Blakes, and Stewart, the 5 for Jon Scheyer.
And that's part of the adjustment too, right? You with some of these guys with this perimeter-led group, their offense is better. The question with Duke when they play with these 3 guards, their three-point shooting is going to be better, as we see Caleb Foster gets in the paint, finishes right there. Their offense